the cartel told you can make $1 million in a day. 25 years old at this time, $1 million sounds pretty good to me. You know, I came from that son of a construction worker, that broken family. So $1 million, I mean, what do I got to do for $1 million? And that's where I started expanding my portfolio, I'd say. And he says, you got to do the same thing you're doing now, but in Australia. I said, oh, fuck. Australia. He said, do you know anyone in Australia? So I go to my Rolodex. 3 months later, I tell him I do have an aunt. I just realized I have an aunt in Australia. She's in Perth, and I have an uncle over there. They've been living there for 30 plus years. He says, Wedo, you're going to be going to visit your aunt and uncle. I'm like, oh, is that right? And $1 million a day sounds pretty good to me. And go to visit some family. This should be interesting, you know. I'm thinking, what do I got to do? He says, you got to figure out a way to sell cocaine. He says, I already have the cocaine there. I have a ton, which is 1,000 kilos. It's the best cocaine in the world. It came from Colombia. It's 95% grade. And you have to move it. I said, listen, I've never moved anything more than a gram, let alone a fucking ton. There's no way. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way, right? Like, but Mark, what have I been doing my whole life? I've been resilient. I've figured out a way to put that block into that square, because even if it doesn't fit, I'm going to figure out a way to get it in that square, because that's what I do. This is what I enjoy. I enjoy putting people together, pieces together. It's like a puzzle. Life's like a puzzle for me. So I go to my contacts at SC. I'm thinking of everybody I know. I'm really good at remembering people's background. And I remember when I was playing at SC, there was a guy on the baseball team that said his brother was in the weed game. And I remember this. This is, you know, fast forward, this is like 7 years after college, 6 years. And so I go to this contact at SC, and he's like, hey, what are you doing calling me? I said, man, you told me a long time ago your brother was in the weed game. Do you think I can meet him? He's like, why do you want to meet him? I said, I need to speak to him about something on the international level, and he might have the contact. He said, listen, it's funny you say that. My brother lives in San Diego, and his guy that was involved in the weed game, the head honcho, is actually visiting him now, and they're playing in this racquetball tournament in San Diego. I said, well, can I go meet him? He goes, yeah, the guy's really old. He's like 60-something years old. He's an Italian guy, and he's just visiting from Italy. I'm like, fuck it, let's meet him. So I go and I meet these contacts, and I told him, hey, I played football at USC and volleyball, and I know your brother from the baseball team, and I'm just kind of breaking the ice. And I heard about you, and this is this Italian gangster. You know, I'm like, hey, my name's Owen. Nice to meet you. And he tells me his name. We'll just say it's Louis. Hey, Louis, nice to meet you. And, you know, I don't know the lingo. You got to remember, I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not someone that knows, like, you can't talk about this stuff. Like, you can't just go up to someone and start talking about it. It's going to scare him. And I think I scared Louis. And Louis told me straight up, he said, listen to me. He says, we are not going to talk about anything on U.S. soil. He says, I've been involved in this business for a long time, and I do not trust the U.S. He says, if you want to come talk to me, you come to my place in Italy. He goes, I live in Naples. You can come visit me over there, but I am not talking about anything that's illegal in the United States. So I was like, okay. Louis obviously had some experience with the law, so he knows best. So old Louis said, you want to visit me, come to Naples. So guess what I did? I bought that ticket to go to Naples because I was determined. Remember, $1 million a day, Mark. $1 million a day. That was in my head. So I sit down with Louis. I said, Louis, I got a situation here. I don't know if you're involved in this game. And if you're not, just tell me now because I got to go find someone. He goes, what do you got, cousin? You know, Italians always say cousin. You know, because no, he called me nephew, excuse me. He goes, what do you got, nephew? I said, this is what I got, Louis. I said, I got a ton of cocaine in Australia right now. He goes, you're out of your mind. There's no fucking way you got any cocaine in Australia. That's the hardest place in the world to get it to. He says, I don't believe it. I said, I'm telling you, I have a client that is VIP, top notch. He is the head honcho of this infamous cartel. I said, he told me he's got it over there and it's waiting to be moved. He goes, there's no way. He doesn't believe me. I said, Uncle Louis, what do I got to do to show you? He says, well, we'll fly over there. But I want you to fly over there first and tell me when you get there that it's there because I'm not going to waste my time. He says, if you do have what you say you have, you're going to become a millionaire overnight. And he said it. And I was like, oh, that's two people that have said I'm going to become a millionaire overnight. I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to become a millionaire. Like, I'm so excited now, Mark. And he's like, do yourself a favor. Don't waste my time. He goes, I don't want you wasting my time. There's no way. Get out of here. There's no way. I said, Louis, I'm telling you, man, these people are real deal, man. He's not, I'm this kid. I was like, come on, man, just fucking come on with me. He's like, you get over there first. When you're over there, message me. So I get over there, and El Jefe's like, hey, we need you to pick that up. He goes, we're gonna try 10 that first, just to see how the run goes. I'm like, okay, 10, huh? How the fuck am I gonna move it? Like, I don't have any way to move it. Uncle Louis, I gotta call Louis, right? So hey, I said, Louis, get your ass over here. I said, we got this product waiting. He goes, give me 2 days. He flies to Australia. He stays in Bondi Beach. And we meet. And I tell him, listen, El Jefe, my boss now, told me we need the cash up front, or we have basically a 10 to 30 minute grace period to pay. He's going to give me 10 just to see if it goes smoothly. I said, Uncle Louis, my ass is on the line, so please do not fuck me here. He's like, nephew, never would I fuck you. He goes, if he has that much, we're going to become multi-millionaires. He goes, I'm not going to fuck you, nephew. So I remember he said, 4 Seasons, El Jefe messaged me, 4 Seasons Hotel, get a room tomorrow. You're going to get a knock on the door at 10 a.m. sharp. So I tell Uncle Louis, we're going to the Four Seasons.
This is in Sydney?
This is Sydney, Australia. Yeah. And Uncle Louis and I get a room next to each other. I think it was like 426 and 428. I tell El Jefe I'm in 426. 10 o'clock, boom. Knock on the door. There's a guy in a courier outfit. He gives me a package. And I turn. I shut the door. And I hit the wall on 428. I go, Louis, get over here. Like, I'm fucking freaking out, man. I'm just looking at this fucking goosebumps just thinking about it. I said, Louis, get your ass over here, man. And he comes over here. And we cut it open. Boom, 10 kilos. And Uncle Louis goes, holy shit, nephew. And he takes this little knife out, little Swiss Army knife. He cuts it, and he looks at it. He's like, this is top notch. I said, Louis, we got 20 minutes. That's it, man. Do your thing. Boom. Louis grabs it, takes us to his people. Less than 20 minutes, he's back. Suitcase of $1 million. My charge to him was $100,000 a kilo. I was to keep 50. Jefe was going to get 50, and Louis charged whatever he wanted. So he had my $1 million for me and whatever he had in his duffel bag. I was like, holy shit. That was just a test run, and I just made $1 million. 500,000 of it was mine. I told El Jefe, hey, I got your money. And I said, Uncle Louis is asking, when's the next one? He says, tomorrow. So we did 20 the next day, 20 the third day, 20 the fourth day. I have so much fucking money, I don't know what to do. And this is how this thing began.
And you have the money in what form?
In cash, Australian currency.
And what does that look like? Suitcases or?
Suitcases. I mean, they're $100 bills, $100 bills and $50 bills. Their color, the money is green, bright green, and it's like plastic.
And what are you going to do with that? You can't just get on a plane and fly home.
That's why El Jefe hired me. And remember, El Jefe didn't tell me that I had to get it back to the U.S. I'm thinking, I'm just handling the cash. El Jefe's got somebody over there. He's going to take it, and what is he going to do? He's going to do his thing. But that's why El Jefe paid me what he paid me, because El Jefe wanted me now to take that cash and get it back to the U.S. And that's why I'm getting paid $1 million a day, because now I have a product that's costing El Jefe probably $3,000 a kilo, and he's making $50,000. But now he wants me to launder it back to the U.S.